connected. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, Emma, and I am recording this little portion. So for those of you joining us today, we're going to take a quick look at planning for your constructed response. So I'm going to start on our homepage. And if you click on weekly assignments, and then you go to today, it's going to prompt you to make a copy of a planning chart. So I want you to click on that planning chart, and then click make a copy. So once you're done with this, you're going to submit it into Canvas. I need you to do two things. Number one, I need you to go to the share button and click change link to Union County Public Schools. This is why if your teachers have been emailing you, I can't open your document. This is why you have not changed the share settings. So change link to Union County Public Schools, and then you're done. And up here at the top left in the naming of your document, if you'll please erase copy of and put your last name. And then you have this lovely chart. So you're probably figuring out I am a very chart-oriented teacher. I think it helps with planning for people who are linear, concrete thinkers. A chart helps organize thoughts. And if you do the chart well, then you're basically just putting the information from the chart into paragraph form. So I actually probably really needed to reverse this. The first thing I want to look at is point of view. So if you look back at your notes that we took for number 36, Emma, do you have your notes out? Awesome. So if you look under point of view, what did we put? What notes did we put under there?
I put the Taj Mahal is important and significant, and then we wrote visit India's history and architecture.
Okay, so we're going to put Taj Mahal is important to India's history and architecture. So if you're joining us on this video, you can type that sentence. This is another one of those do what Ms. Vickers and Emma do videos. So the writer's point of view was that the Taj Mahal is important to India's history and architecture. And if you remember from our video yesterday about the notes, we got that from two other multiple choice questions. Like, we didn't make this up on our own. So in terms of language, we need to identify the type of language, and I am going to suggest that students use paragraph 6 to help them answer this question. Because I think it's the most straightforward in terms of talking about India's history and architecture. And paragraph 6, when you open up the document, it's already numbered for you. It's numbered with a 6 and a circle. And that's the paragraph that really focused on how long it took to build the Taj Mahal, how many people worked on it, what types of materials they used, what types of things you can find in the Taj Mahal. So I thought that that was a very straightforward paragraph that we can use to prove this. So if you had to identify the type of language, in other words, put an adjective to the type of language in paragraph 6, what might you say, Emma? if you had a blank and then the word language, what would you put in the blank?
Could you put informative?
Informative. Can we call it informational? Is that okay? Okay. Just for these purposes, I think this fits a little bit better, but you're right. The writer is informing the readers. So very good. So if we're looking at informational language that proves the Taj Mahal is important to India's history and architecture, we want two details from that paragraph 6. One detail needs to be a direct quote, in other words, something we copy directly from the paragraph. The other detail needs to be a summary of something that the writer mentions. It doesn't matter which order they go in the paragraph. We just want to make sure that you practice using both. So, Emma, if you wanted to choose something to quote directly from paragraph 6, what would you choose?
Could you put the first sentence where it says construction of the Grand Tomb began 6 months after Mozart's death and took more than 17 years to complete?
Let me ask you this question, Emma, because you could, but could you easily put that into your own words?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't we use that for the detail that we summarize? And I am not even writing incomplete sentences, okay? Putting in that note. Again, this is organization. I'm gonna bold this so it stands out a little bit more. Oops. So strong direct quote would be something that isn't easily summarized, or you would end up using a lot of the same words they use. So what would be a good sentence for us to use as our quote?
Could you put on the, oh wait, that's not, my bad. I went past paragraph 6.
Oh. Yeah, let's keep it simple. Let's just look at paragraph 6. What do you think about the last sentence?
Yes.
Its interior housed fine carpets, intricate mosaics, gold lamps and candlesticks, and many other rare and precious materials and goods. Can we use that one?
Yes.
And again, when you use this in your own writing, you'll use part of the sentence. You might not use all of it. I'm going to go ahead and type it all here, just so you have it all. Like that word rare really stands out to me, and precious. Whoops. You might really only want to use the second half of the sentence. It's all up to you. But we have our two details. So we know that the writer is using informational language and to explain how the Taj Mahal is important to India's history and architecture. And we have our two details. So now to help you plan, we're just going to go ahead and write the topic sentence and make sure you have a strong topic sentence. So Emma, do you remember from last week, what phrase do we always start with to begin our paragraphs?
I don't think I remember.
In what?
Oh, in a lasting tribute.
Very good. Now, on this passage, they did not give us an author's name, so we're just going to leave that out. And the question specifically asks, how does the author use language to advance his point of view? So the key words we wrote were language and point of view. That's from your notes, your Cornell notes. Remember, we have to identify the type of language. So I'm going to put what you said, informational language. So I took the word language directly from the question. Oops, still highlighting. I'll take that off. And then the verb they use is advance. So I'm going to use their verb. And then your point of view sentence you came up with. Okay, so I took advance and point of view. Those were all in the question itself. So this topic sentence will be the first sentence in your TEDA paragraph. And if you guys want to review those videos, you can just go back to last week's announcement and then, click from there and rewatch those videos. But you have a strong topic sentence if you use this one, and it's okay to use this one. And then the E is elaborate on your topic sentence. So your elaboration this time might focus on a summary of paragraph 6. The author discusses the time it took to build the Taj Mahal and the materials that were used, and then go into your first detail. Make sure that you include an explanation of your details and that you don't forget the analysis sentence at the end that brings everything together. So for the people who submitted paragraphs last week, I was really pleased. Most of you had 3s or 4s. You weren't summarizing the passage. You were making sure to include 2 details where some people needed to work was on the summary detail, just being more specific. So I think we've taken care of that here. This is a very specific detail. Like you're not going to write, it took a long time to build the Taj Mahal, since they told you exactly how long it took. So your task today is to complete and submit this planning chart. And then you need to take the quiz. You get 2 opportunities. And again, I'm not putting that in my grade book. We're just trying to gauge where you are. You want to get 60% or higher, so you want to get 6 or more correct out of the 9. And then read theory. Emma, are you taking care of read theory?
Yes, I'm
Good.
on my last one.
Okay, cool. So those of you who are keeping up with your read theory each day, today's day 3, you can go ahead and go to your quiz history. If you complete the 3rd one, screenshot that and submit it today, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about that for the rest of the week. Do you have any questions, Emma?
No, ma'am.
Awesome. Well, as always, thank you for participating.